From Zhuhai, China, it's the 1997 China Open as we continue our coverage of the International Table Tennis Federation Pro Tour on NBC Europe. Gino Red, along with Anders Thunstrom, a former coach and player with the Swedish national table tennis team, we're preparing for the men's final between Zoran Primožić and Kim Tak-soo. But earlier, we have the women's title on the line, featuring Wang Nan and Li Zhu. Zhu won the first set, 21-13. We now pick it up in the second set. Li in front, 18-12. Just to set the table for you, $8,000 of prize money available today on the women's side. Wang Nan wearing the purple jersey in the far court. Li Zhu in black in the near court.
Here you will see two Chinese women, which is the future for the Chinese team. They're young and they are on their way up. So I think one of the two will be the follow-up from Deng Yaping.
And local promoters really couldn't ask for anything more, Anders, to see China versus China in the women's final.
Yeah, but it could be interesting in a way that both are shakehand players. One is left-hander and one is right-hander. So I think we could see a game with the long rallies and quick table tennis over the table. So be prepared for some nice rallies here. That's my prediction.
And two ladies who really know each other's styles quite well.
Yeah, since they practice against each other, I think it will be a game where they know each other, like you're saying, well, and hopefully they can perform a nice game.
Wang Nan won the first set 21-13. And right now she's in position to put things away here in the second set, take a 2-love advantage at the best-of-5 match. Li Zhu on service. Oh, and that's just basically an unforced error. Just misjudged that.
It was, and as you can see on the slow motion here, the ball is just on the edge of the bat instead of being hit properly. So an unforced error.
Li just trying to jam Wang in there, get her close to the body. But now Li Zhu, set point, leading 20-15. A good chance for Li Zhu to go up commanding 2-love in the best-of-5 match. And she's done it.
Yes, and it seems a bit simple mistake once again from Wang Nan. And obviously having 2-0 down will mean that she has to perform extraordinary to switch this game to her favor.
And Li Zhu a little bit disappointed with herself. You can see by the look on her face, she was somewhat surprised by that very simple miss off the opening point.
If you recall the World Championships in Manchester, both of them played key roles in the Chinese dominant team results, where Li Zhu was actually clinching the title for China in the women's team event, and Wang Nan reached the finals in the singles. So we're seeing here two extraordinary table tennis players with a lot of technique and a lot of skills.
In terms of their rankings on the pro circuit, Li Zhu presently number 13 on the rankings. Wang Nan presently number 9.
It fits them very well then to have a good and great results here in China, because that means that they will climb on the ladder and maybe securing even the qualification in Hong Kong.
Which, of course, everyone's playing for, the big year-end grand finale in Hong Kong. A lot of cash on the line there.
There is $220,000 to play for, so it's worthwhile to do a good result here in China. See if Wang Nan can use her high toss service. No, she's not using that one.
Change of service now. Li Zhu on serve, having won the first 2 sets. She now leads 4-1 in set number 3. Make it 5-1.
It's a great rally once again, as I mentioned before. A quick rallies over the table. They don't waste any time to wait for the ball. They play it more or less on bounce, which is very effective. And if they have been met a less skillful player, I think they have outpowered that. But they are very equal and very even in their techniques.
But at this point, Li is showing the way. She's up 6-1 and threatening to sweep the best-of-5 final.
Seems like Lee have a lot of confidence at the moment. She's doing everything right, and Wang Nan is struggling. There she's missing a backhand again, so it will be very difficult for Wang Nan to actually turn around this match.
Lee's got a very interesting backhanded serve that seems to put a lot of action on it. Is that maybe getting Wang a little off balance?
Could be the way that she's playing her backhand service to get the game like she wants, and sometimes that's the secret about service as well. It doesn't necessarily mean that you win the point directly on service, but if you put the service against an opponent where you really get the game you would like to have, then it's very efficient as well. And it looks like she's changing a bit of spin all the time, which means that she gets what she wants.
And Lee definitely has the game exactly where she wants it right now. Up 9-1 in the third set. She's just steamrolling right now.
Yeah, and I can't see how Wang Nan can switch this around. She looks a bit... There she was making a good point with her backhand, but she looks a little bit worried, if you can see that in her expression.
Sees the opening and goes right to the corner. And basically caught Lee flat-footed.
The crowd, I think, wants Wang Nan coming back in this game. You can hear them roaring for Wang Nan. I think they want some more action.
They want to see a fourth and fifth game.
They want to see a fight.
Wang Long. 10-2 for Lee.
Normally Wang Nan's forehand is okay. I think she has made too many errors since we covered this match.
Into the net. There's another unforced error, and you can just see by the way she's shaking her head, she's disappointed with her play in this final. A lot of pressure on her to make a final here at her home open tournament in Zhuhai, China. She wants to perform in front of the hometown crowd and came up with a nice little smash there.
Yes, and remember they are very young still, and Wang Nan is not even 20 years old yet, so I think just reaching the final would give her experience for the future as well.
But Anders, you played internationally.
She looks a bit lost.
Anders, you played internationally, and when you get to a final, you don't think, boy, I'm just happy to be here in the final. You want to take advantage of that.
Yes, you want to take advantage of that, but it could be the case that Li Yu haven't given her any chance to take advantage of it as well.
Wang Nan's got a long way to come back.
Yeah, this will be very difficult. She has to try to do something different in the game to get the rhythm out of Li Yu, but it doesn't seem like that will be the case. I think looking at Li Yu, she's very steady. She anticipates the direction of each ball from Wang Nan, so it's going to be difficult for Wang Nan to switch this around. I think she has to do something unexpected and take chances.
Didn't catch a break there. Caught tape. Lost the point. She now trails 13-4.
Bit unusual to see that kind of mistakes from Wang Nan. One is okay, but now we have seen almost 3 or 4.
What she doesn't want to do is get caught making mistakes, being hesitant. It's one thing to make errors on the overly aggressive side, but you don't want to be sitting back and get caught.
No, that's correct. You know, you have to go for it and you have to take chances. And if you're going for it and doing the mistake, that's almost okay. But it's like you're saying, when you hesitate and doing the mistakes, you really don't giving yourself any chance. There she made a good point, though.
Long.
That's the way you want to see Wang Nan playing and performing. That she's attacking, like you're saying, with full swing, full force. That was a good forehand topspin. See if she can get some momentum here and make perhaps 4-1 or 5-0 in her own service.
Got to take advantage of her own serve. And she goes into the net. 15-6. Lee leading Wang Nan.
Feels like Li Yu is too strong today. There's a lot of rallies, but Li Yu is almost every time coming on top of Wang Nan.
Just backing Li Zhu up there. At least again, she's coming at her strong.
Yeah, you can see here in the slow motion that she's putting the pressure on Li Zhu that we was talking about, that she has to go for the shots and really play them with full force.
This is exclusive coverage of the women's final of the China Open on NBC Europe. Li Zhu long. Maybe a little moisture on the tabletop.
Now it's 16-9 to Li Zhu and on service. I think Wang Nan at least has to get 3-2. She has to get on the plus side on this service game to really stay in the match.
But that's quite a task going against Li Zhu's service, because Li Zhu has been on. She's not happy about that. She's checking the top of the table as if there's maybe moisture on it. But I think that's the least of her concerns right now.
I think she was unhappy with the bounce there. And
17-10.
Looking at these two players when they're playing, it looks very easy, very relaxed. And the reason for that is that they are educated in the Chinese table tennis school, which takes very much care of the technique. And they really knows how to educate their players in terms of technique drillings, if you can call it like that. So it looks very easy, looks very smooth, but what they're doing is very difficult.
Point Li Zhu, 19-10 in the third set. She's on the verge of sweeping a straight sets victory at the China Open. 19-11.
And if she does sweep her in 3-0, I think there's a little bit of a surprise. I was anticipating a much more of a fight, maybe going all the way down to 5 sets.
19-12. Li Zhu, number 13 in the world. Wang Nan, number 9. Nan on service. And you can tell by the look of intensity in her face, she doesn't want to give up anything here. Li Zhu trying to break that little momentum that Nan has going. Match point. Li Zhu 1 point away from the 1997 title. Wang Nan desperately trying to stay alive. And there it is. Li Zhu, your 1997 China Open women's champion. But stay with us. Still lots more to come on NBC Europe. The men's final is coming up next. Zoran Primorac and Kim Tak-Soo.